Hello, today we'll be looking at chemistry paper, which is a triple science paper for foundation tear. It is a paper 2 from November 2021, and I will be looking mainly at questions 1, 2, and 3 only. In question 1, they're asking about the Earth's atmosphere and how long ago the Earth was formed, and there is only one answer to that one, and the answer is 4.6 billion years ago. In the second question, you've been given composition of percentage of gases in the atmosphere for carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen, other gases, and you are trying to find out X. If you was to figure out what X is, you can then add these up, and then because it's 100%, it's a percentage, that means that it's out of 100. Once you add all of these up, you subtract it from 100, and the answer will be 0.92. So just add these numbers up and then take them from 100. In the next question, we're looking at atmosphere of the early Earth and similarities of mass today as a planet Mars. The percentage of nitrogen and oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere today have changed by percentages. So we're looking at now, one key thing is it says in bold, draw one line only, and when you're marking papers, you notice lots of students are trying to match every single box and draw a line to all of them. So when it says draw one line only, you only got nitrogen and oxygen, which then means you will only be drawing 2 lines. Now, nitrogen has gone up by 40% because in today's atmosphere, 78% of the air is nitrogen. And oxygen has increased by 21%. Now, originally we had no oxygen, and in the current atmosphere it is 21%. Now, in the next question, the percentage of CO2 carbon dioxide has decreased. So we're looking at how has it gone down. Again, 2 possible answers. Take 2 boxes only. So make sure you're looking at all the things that have been given in bold. So we're looking at decreasing CO2. We're trying to make sure it's gone down. So 2 ways it's gone down. 1, CO2 is soluble in water, so carbon dioxide is dissolved in seawater. And secondly, it forms sedimentary rocks. You'll notice if you look at the other things, combustion, farming, and volcano eruption, that actually adds to CO2, not reduce. The next question is about photosynthesis, a line decreasing percentage of CO2 because the process of CO2 photosynthesis of taking CO2 and give out oxygen, so it helps reduce CO2 in the atmosphere. So it says word equation, and we're going to write down, we're going to take in carbon dioxide from the air, you're going to react it with water, and you're going to make glucose plus oxygen. So it is a word equation, so make sure you're writing out in words, not symbol. 1.6, scientists are not certain about the percentage of gases in the early Earth's atmosphere because they have lack of, the answer is evidence, or you might read the word proof. Either words will be acceptable for a mark. Question 2. This question is about water. A student investigates the concentration of salts in seawater. It lays out a method: filter the seawater to remove sand, measure the mass of empty evaporating dish, measure 50 cm3 of seawater in the evaporating dish, heat the evaporating dish in seawater, evaporate the water to dryness, and then measure the mass. So the question they're asking is, what equipment should the student use to measure? So if I'm measuring the mass, I can use the word balance or use the word scale. And if I'm measuring the volume of seawater, common one will be measuring cylinder that you will probably use commonly. However, if you use the word burette or a glass pipette, that it will be equally acceptable. Right, in this question we're looking at students' results. So you got evaporating dish that weighs 30.44 grams, and you got evaporating dish with salt that weighs 30.49. So the first thing we need to do is subtract these values. So if we go 30.49 minus 30.44 equals 0.05 grams, which is the mass of salt. Then we need to look at that. The total volume is 1,000, but the student's taken 50. So if we do 50 divided by 1,000, and then times by 0.05 grams, that will give you 1 gram of salt in the seawater. Now, two ways to make it completely dry. So filtering it's not going to do anything. If you heat it again, then yes. Measuring the volume doesn't do nothing. Measuring it empty doesn't do anything. If you measure the mass of the evaporating and the salt again after you heated it, that'll tell you if it's fully dried or not. Now, two students Y and Z distill seawater to collect it, and you got two different diagrams. In the Y, there is steam from the boiling tube going in there, and water's collected, and then in Z you have got a condenser which is doing the same job. So let's have a look. Students Y and Z boil the same volume of water for the same period of time. Explain why student Y collects a small volume compared to Z. Now if you look in Y, there is student Y, no condenser, which means that the water, the steam can evaporate. If the steam does evaporate, that means a small volume of water will be collected. If you look at Z, they have a condenser, so all the steam that's being created here will go down the condenser, cool it down, and then it'll be collected, which results in a larger volume of water. So, like I said, no condenser for the steam, and the cooling is slower. So it's taking place at a slower rate, which means all that steam will cool down and change into water. Water obtained by distillation does not need to be sterilized and is safe to drink. Explain why. Because the water is pure. All the microbes have been got rid of, so it's just pure water. Right, we're looking at fresh water that needs sterilizing before it's safe to drink. How is fresh water sterilized? Using ammonia, no. Using chlorine, yes. Using chromatography or filtering, no, because of, if there's anything in the water, it will come through the filtration. And using ozone, yes. A student tests the pH of fresh water using universal indicator. When added to fresh water, the color of universal indicator is green. The pH will be 7. The question is about substance to make window and window frames. Glass is made out of sand with two other materials, and the two other materials are limestone and sodium carbonate. Right, in this question we're looking at window frames that need to be easily installed and resistant to damage. Suggested one advantage of using polychloroethene compared with HDPE, which is high density polyethylene to make window frame. So advantage will be it's stronger, which means less resistant to damage. And suggest an advantage of HDPE compared to polychloroethene will be the low density. So density basically means how heavy something is, and the reason will be the windows will be lighter, so they won't be very heavy. Now this 3.4 question comes up a lot, where they can ask you to draw a structure of a monomer or a polymer. This time they're giving you the polymer and you're looking for the monomer. So basically you just go look at exactly the same structure without the N. If you look at the one, it can't be this because it's got double bond. Look at the second one. In this one, when I said double bond, the double between 4 hydrogens. but here you got 1 chlorine, 3 hydrogens. So if you look at the second one, it's got exactly the same structure, so it must be this one, because the next one's got 3 chlorines and a hydrogen, which is not the case, and the last one's all chlorine, which is again not the case. So just simply look at the structure itself. Because it's a monomer, it's going to have double bond. When it becomes a polymer, it's single. Right, chlorine gas is used to produce polychloroethene. Identify a test for chlorine gas. So the test for chlorine gas is you'll get damp litmus paper, and what will happen is the litmus paper will turn red and then go white because it bleaches the paper. Now sometimes they do ask in the exam, why does it go red and then white? It goes red because chlorine is slightly acidic in nature, and eventually white because it bleaches the paper. Wood can be used instead of polymer to make window frames. Polymers are unreactive. Polymers are produced from crude oil. Wood breaks down in wet conditions. Wood is produced from tree. So just one advantage for using polymer and one advantage of using wood to make wooden frame. Now, advantage of polymers, they will last longer because they will not break down as easily. And wood, you can replace tree, you can regrow a tree. Also, advantage for polymer is that the windows will be stronger in compared to wood because they're reacting with water. So you can do more than one option, but when you write in the exam, just put one answer down, not two. Right, window frames can be made from alloy of aluminium. 6 kg of alloy is used to make the window frame, and calculate percentage of aluminium in 6 kg. So if you look at here, it's 5.94 divided by 6.00. That'll give you 99%. Why is alloy used instead of pure aluminium? Because alloy is harder, or you could use the word stronger. Now the reason why alloy is stronger, because the atoms of pure aluminium are exactly the same size, but if you then make an alloy of aluminium, they will have distorted shape, so it makes it more rigid and stronger. Hopefully this has helped you in how to answer the exam questions. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and visit the channel Pure Science Education for more videos. Thank you.